Alright, 1969 and a half Dodge Superbee, A12, sales code 446 pack car. This car started life as a 446 pack automatic car, and they built 227 of these cars in that configuration with the A12 package, 6-pack engine, and automatic transmission. Now, as you'll see in the video here, this is a 4-speed car. It has been converted to the more desirable 4-speed car, and it's been done correctly. It has a correctly dated 69-18 spline Hemi 4-speed transmission. This transmission shifts smooth as silk, as you'll see in the video. I'd like to talk a little bit about what these cars were. When you check the box for the A12 package, and it was just that, it was a complete package. As a part of that, you got the 390 horsepower 6-pack engine. You got the lift-off fiberglass hood. You got the fresh air special air cleaner that seals to the hood. You got a Hemi transmission, whether it be the 18 spline 4-speed as we discussed, or the heavy-duty torque flight Hemi transmission with the extra clutch pack. And you also got the Dana 60 rear end with a 410 gear ratio. Also, as part of that package, you got the heavy-duty suspension and max cooling system, which consisted of the 054 radiator, which this car has, and 7-blade clutch fan, which this car has. Very smooth running car. The engine in this car is not the numbers matching engine for this car. However, the engine in the car is an original A12 engine that came out of a known car. It's in the registry. It's in the A12 lift-off hood registry. The engine in this car came out of a Roadrunner. That's well documented. And it's the next best thing to having the numbers matching engine for this car. Everything is correct about it. The car currently has the correct numbers matching carburetors that have been professionally restored. It has the correct dual point distributor that is correct to the car. And it will go. So as I mentioned earlier, the A12 package cars have the Dana 60 rear end with a 410 gear ratio. The gear ratio in this car has been changed. It has been changed to a 373-to-1 gear ratio, which gives you a better blend of drivability and performance. As opposed to having the 410 gear, you can get this car on the freeway with the 373 gear and cruise along at speed and not have any issues. This car does retain the original fender tag. It does show that the car was on the April 26th of 1969 scheduled production date. There were 2 batches of these A12 cars built. There was the early build cars, which was a March of 1969 build date, and then there was an April 26th scheduled production date, which is what this car is. One thing about shoulder restoration that was done quite well. The car still shows very well underneath. It's got a beautiful undercarriage, detailed suspension. You'll see on the body panels, all the door caps are very nice. The quarter panels are excellent, all the correct spot welds. Very nicely restored car.